So this is combo Vlogmas day 1 and 2 because I didn't get to post day 1 because I recorded it while driving and somehow it got deleted. So whatever. I'll just talk about 2 things. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is how being raw vegan for an extended period of time doesn't solve all of your health issues, and it doesn't mean that you're invincible. It's kind of like when if you have like a really serious disease and you take medication and you go into a remission or you feel better, but it's really just numbing the symptoms. I'm not saying that eating raw is just numbing your symptoms, but you have to be consistent with all the things that you're doing to help yourself to keep your health in check. So I'm just gonna weigh these grapes right now, in case you were wondering. One of the things I'm doing to keep my health in check now that I realize I am not invincible and I have to take better care of myself is monitoring my eating more closely and paying attention to my fat intake and my salt intake, which I'm starting for the month of December, no salt, which is really hard because I'm back addicted to it. So you can get yourself in this mindset that you've done all this healing and everything's great and you don't have to be so careful anymore. And I'm not saying you have to never have salt or you have to never have fat or you can't ever, eat raw gourmet. But I personally have destroyed my body through years of binge drinking every single day and caffeine, and I destroyed my adrenal glands with both of those things as a result of a really severely traumatic, abusive relationship. And that's really common, by the way. If you wonder if you have adrenal fatigue, if you've ever been through something really traumatic that almost gives you PTSD-like symptoms, that is adrenal fatigue. The uncontrollable panic attacks that come along with PTSD are adrenal fatigue. Before I say anything, you should subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing Vlogmas for the first time ever, and it's going to be exciting. So you're going to get lots of notifications about my upcoming videos. And when I say exciting, what I mean is that I'm not going to edit a single video because I'm going to be traveling for the first 15 days of Vlogmas starting tomorrow. So not the first 15, obviously. 577. I think I just said that already. So anyway, subscribe to my channel so you get notifications about my Vlogmas posts. I'm going to be in Argentina for most of it, so those posts should be exciting. And is anybody else getting nasty grapes lately? Half these are moldy. They're so dirty, even though I scrubbed them. B12. So anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that I destroyed my adrenal glands by being in that relationship and then drinking myself to sleep for the following 3 or 4 years. I'm living on caffeine. I think when I was still drinking, right after that relationship ended, I just fucked up my nails. This is why I don't get my nails done. I was drinking half a pot of coffee a day, at least. And that went up and down. Anyway, so about a year ago, I started working to repair my adrenals. And for me, that was really hard because when your adrenals collapse, you tend to gain weight. And the harder you work out, no, you don't get to eat my mangoes. The harder that you work out, the worse it is on your adrenals, and you actually tend to gain weight. My cat is eating my camera stand right now. So what is this? Why are you all wet? I think he was in the sink. This is interesting. I'm sorry. This is what my videos are like. So if this is your first time here, just keep that in mind. So anyhow, so I started working on my adrenals about a year ago, and I had to rest. I had to graze, which means eating consistently to give your adrenals constant support. I had to talk to the people in my life about this issue because it was making me a moody asshole. I have another video on adrenal fatigue if you're interested in finding out about the symptoms. You can also Google it. There's tons of information out there. Look at this shit. What is that? That's so gross. These grapes are so disappointing. I'll put them in this random little bag that came with my camera. So I did a lot of really hard work on my adrenals, and after about a month and a half, my symptoms started to improve. And I still kept, you know, taking it easy with exercising. I still kept just trying to rest and grazing, etc. And then I did my juice fast. Also, I had a healing crisis before this that I felt really good after that. So sometimes when things seem really bad, they actually are about to get better. So don't freak out over things like that. Anyhow, so then I did a juice fast, and after the juice fast, like, everything was amazing. And looking back now, about 2 months after my juice fast, I ended up in the hospital. I had some really weird thing happen where I just lost my complete balance and like equilibrium, and the room started spinning, and I felt like I was walking one way, but I was falling another way. It was like almost like I was having a seizure or like a stroke. And the emergency room by me is challenged, like most healthcare in Florida. I didn't see a doctor for like 4 hours because they wrote down the wrong reason I came in and didn't prioritize me. And I thought I had MS. I had an MRI. I had all of these things. Now I'm realizing that it was an adrenal attack because my grandfather my dad brought him down here from New York to take care of him while he died from Parkinson's. So I was all over the place, running around, trying to keep up with my clients and take care of my grandfather, and my adrenals just collapsed. And I didn't realize that's what it was then. My weight and mood just really began to fluctuate intensely after that. The adrenal fatigue symptoms were coming back, but I didn't realize so much because I'd started drinking caffeine again to keep up with running back and forth to the hospital and all of this nonsense that was going on. And I have just some stressful family stuff that kind of burns me out to begin with. So being around family that much and that frequently while my body's not in its best state wasn't very good for me. So anyway, things got better, things got worse, and it's kind of been an up and down roller coaster since then, and I didn't realize that this was all still my adrenals. I still need to be resting. I still could not be doing high intensity workouts. I still could not consume caffeine, could not consume alcohol, all this stuff. So, and I also, to heal my adrenals, was eating no overt fats whatsoever. And I got back into a routine of eating pretty high fat. I actually did 10 days of a low carb raw vegan diet just to see what would happen because I have so many clients that ask me about it. And that was awful and really awful for my adrenals. My blood pressure went through the roof. I couldn't sleep. I could barely breathe half the time. It was really, really bad. I was consuming like avocados and lettuce and coconuts and oils. It was awful. I felt like total shit. Low carb diets are terrifying. Don't do them. These grapes are all disgusting. I'm very upset. So anyhow, I haven't kept it up and now I'm paying for it. When I got back from Israel, I wasn't really digesting food, which is also partially my pancreas because I kind of destroyed it by being an alcoholic. Pancreas issues can show up a really long time after you stop drinking. So I wasn't digesting food. My adrenals were totally shot. I was getting dizzy when I stood up. I was just feeling exhausted. And I started getting these bags under my eyes, which you can't really see because I did a pretty good job of covering them up today. But I just went through all of this nonsense, and I didn't want to talk about it because I always want to promote the raw vegan lifestyle, and I know that people see raw vegans have health issues and blame the diet, and it really has to do with your toxicity level and how you're handling it. And I totally stopped handling it. I just thought I was invincible. I was eating high fat, I was eating salt, I drank wine, I went to a music festival for 2 days straight, and which was like a huge rave, and barely ate anything and danced for like 48 hours. And right after that is when my adrenals went to shit, to total shit. And I didn't realize it at first that that's what was happening. I had no idea. I thought it was just a symptom from my food not digesting, that I was so tired, but all of the really terrible adrenal burnout symptoms came back. So the point of all of this is that you don't get to, you know, do what you know makes you feel your best for a little bit of time, and then you're fine. So you get to go back to, you know, eating gourmet raw. I'm not saying no one can eat gourmet raw, but I can't, because my body has a lot more healing to do. It's not that I can't ever eat it, it's that I can't only eat it. It's that the majority of what I eat has to come from fruit. It's that I have to keep it low fat. I can't have avocado every day. I can't have nuts and seeds like ever. I can't, you know, I can't have salt. And I didn't want to admit that. I wanted to be done with my healing, because I've been raw vegan for 1 year and 2 months, I think. And I wanted that to be enough. I wanted everything to be perfect, but that's not how it works. You know, people healing from serious diseases on crazy medications doesn't take them this short. You know, I spent my whole life eating like crap and drinking myself to death, and this lifestyle basically saved me. And unfortunately, it's not an overnight process, and I had to be willing to talk about that. So when other people on a raw journey experience something, they're not afraid to bring it up. You know, I always have people asking me, I've been raw for this long, and I thought I was supposed to feel amazing all the time, but I still get tired, and I still, like, you still feel better than probably anyone you know eating a standard American diet, but it's a healing journey, and it's ongoing. So that's that. So no, I can't go to festivals and dance for 48 hours straight without eating, and I can't drink caffeine, and I can't eat high fat, and I can't do high intensity workouts right now. I have to heal. And your adrenals take a really long time to heal. So you have to let them. So that's topic number 1, since I'm combining Vlogmas day 1 and 2. I don't know how much time I have left. I think they timed this shit. What should topic number 2 be? I really don't know what to talk about. I guess a life update. So I've been back from Israel for about a month. I'm living in Florida with my boyfriend, and we just went to New York for the holidays. It was his first time in New York City, which was awesome. And it was also awesome because I've been pretty negative about Florida for a while. I'm just not into it anymore here. It just feels too commercial and fake and ugly and boring. And it's not the kind of nature I'm really looking for these days. But after a week in New York, would you stop? My cat is licking my mangoes. Get out of here. After a week in New York, I'm so grateful to not be cold. So that was amazing. And now we've been back for 3 days. Tomorrow we're leaving for Argentina, which I am stoked about. We've been gone for a long time. Also, I'm getting my real estate license, which may or may not be really bad for my adrenals, but oh well. And more importantly, the Plant-Based New Year Challenge will be starting in January. If you didn't participate last year or you didn't even know about it last year, I really encourage you to reach out to me. What it is for the month of January, I coach a bunch of people and help them transition to either a raw vegan or a plant-based diet through a support community that I create. And everybody that's in the community is following the same exact plan. There's a list of foods you can eat unlimited quantities, foods that are limited, foods that are totally off limits. I give you pretty much guidelines of when to eat, what to eat, help you keep yourself accountable. Post daily check-ins every day where you talk about how you ate that day, how you were active, how you felt, you know, your mood, if you had any detox symptoms, and what you would do over, you know, if you could do the day again. I give everybody feedback and then, you know, hold you accountable for your choices. I also post recipe videos or question and answer videos live so I can talk to you guys while I do it. So that is going to be coming up. I'll post links when the sign up for that is ready. It's going to be freaking awesome. Last year I had about 100 participants and maybe half of them were really active in the group. It was amazing. It was unbelievable. It was so much fun. I could not imagine it going smoother, and it really became like a family of everybody motivating everybody, and that's what I'm hoping to create again this year. So look forward to that. When you think about your New Year's resolutions, the Plant-Based New Year Challenge is coming up and you're gonna love it. So that's it. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna plan my videos a little bit better, but it's gonna be hard tomorrow because we're flying, so I have to do it in the morning. I'm gonna stop talking about this because you don't care.